Hello gamers, welcome to the high-stakes environment of a medieval tavern. All the stress and anxiety from working in the kitchen, the internalized anger of working as a cashier/waiter, and the soul-crushing depression of being a janitor. But at least here, you own the business you work for. The money goes straight into your pocket. Your tavern is located in some weird medieval fantasy taxation-free heaven. Because in this world there is no weird concept called the government that steals half my money. Yes, taxation is theft, especially when the incompetent buffoons don't spend the money on making more hospitals or fixing the roads. Instead, my country's entire funding goes into placing speed bumps everywhere. Consider that your Iceland fact of the day. Wow, that broke the flow of the video. Kinda like when YouTubers tell you to like, comment and subscribe early in their videos. Nudge nudge, wink wink. You're a tavern keeper and the game is early access, so there's not really an intro. You just spawn in and own a tavern. And the tutorial is good and will teach you enough so that when it stops guiding you, you can figure the rest out. You serve food and alcohol. If you have no food, then you serve gruel. You don't need anything for gruel. If you have no alcohol, then well, gruel. So how do you get food and alcohol? Well, you can either farm the ingredients or buy them. You then cook food and ferment alcohol. Farming. You buy seeds, then dig into the ground with a shovel and then till the soil with a hoe and then toss that seed in there. You don't have to water it. I guess your guy just spits on it or hopes for rain. Wait 2 or 3 days, cut it with a scythe and then take it to the kitchen. Cooking. You're gonna need a lot of water, so grab your bucket and get some water from the well outside the tavern. Now head to the oven in your kitchen. This is where you do most of your cooking and where you get your food from. Soup, stew and porridge is mostly just water with some meats or veggies thrown in there. There's also tea, bread and a variety of meats. For bread you head to the grinder to grind wheat or barley into flour, which then you oven it into bread. As long as you have bread yeast, which you can buy on the mailbox outside the tavern. Your orders get delivered to the chest next to it. A lot of stuff you can grow yourself and a lot of stuff you gotta buy. I think the general rule of food is more ingredients equals you making more money. Brewing, fermenting and distilling, it's quite a process. For a beer or ale and things like that, you head to the malting machine and make malted barley, for example. Then take the malted barley to the brewing barrel. There you will combine it with bitter hops to make mild wort, then to the fermentation tank to make lager or mild ale. You can also make wine if you grind some fruit and then brew it into wine juice and then ferment it. Distilling. You have to ferment grain or fruit or whatever and then distill it in the distillery. There you can make vodka, brandy, whiskey, rum, gin and fruit liquor. Some of it may need to be aged, at least to increase its value, which you do by putting it in the aging barrel. There are a lot of recipes to make in the kitchen, like making cheeses, but I don't think I need to give more of a preview of what you can do. I think you get the point. It's a lot. The customers. They desire food and drink. You put food in the book and then press E on the people and they get the food they want. For beer, you need to put it in those lever nozzle things where you then pour it into a mug, which you then E at a person. You can also just put the keg in the nozzle thing and pour a whole bunch of mugs and put it in the book. So far, so easy, but customers will dirty the tables and the floor, and then the customers will complain. I can't enjoy my meal because my hands keep sticking to the table. So you clean it because you want to build a good reputation. Customers can also be dicks. If you have worked a service job, that will be familiar to you. They get a red emoji above their head and you need to go give them a stern talking to. Then they will either be like, okay, yeah, I was being a dick, I'll quiet down. Or they will have a temper tantrum, in which case you have to beat them off with your mop, which will make them leave. these sticks will bother other customers, so you want them gone. So you have to balance cooking food, brewing, serving, cleaning, beating off dicks, and regular panic attacks. That is, until you realize you can hire staff who will take on that stress for a fraction of the profit. Living wage, health insurance, dental. This is medieval times. You will take the crap pay and like it. Oof, it's good that we live in modern times where jobs are way better than this. You still have to cook and brew, but with staff it's much more manageable and will give you more time to expand your tavern. Now the final part, the tavern. There is a whole crafting system to make all those cooking and brewing machines and machines to make those machines, as well as mining ore and chopping wood, all to expand your tavern, which you can expand physically and even turn it into an inn, so people can rest there and give you more money. And you can hire a maid to clean it, which I recommend you do. I tried to clean one of my rooms once and I got stuck in a wall. Then I passed out and woke up in my bed. I assume my trusty bartender found me and rescued me. I will never forget this kindness, my friend. You should decorate your tavern because it will increase reputation gain. For example, giving all the tables nice coasters so the table doesn't get so sticky. Maybe some flowers or incense burners and candles. During the evenings it gets dark and customers don't like that, so light up some candles. It also gets cold, that's why you have that fireplace. It isn't just for show. You also have a level up and technology system. When you craft, you get some craft points, which you then use to unlock new food, alcohol or things you can craft. To get XP you have to do orders on the signpost outside the tavern. They are usually just, hey, make this food with this ingredient, pretty easy, and then you use the XP to make you faster at cleaning, make more money, faster at crafting, get more crops out of farming, and faster bartending and sprint speed. Conclusion. Wow, I think that's everything, at least for now. It's only version 0.5 or something, but there is a lot in the game already. More than I was expecting at least, and it's fairly bug-free. It was only getting stuck in the wall and the sound getting fucked up in a similar way as Hard Space Shipbreaker did for me. So I think maybe it might be a problem on my end. I updated my video drivers and it hasn't happened in the game since. It's a lot like Stardew Valley, so if you like that, then I think you will like this game. If there is one thing I would like to see improved from my experience, it's that chopping wood and mining ore takes a little too long. But I would imagine unlocking better wood cutting and mining tools is a feature that will come in the future. With that in mind, I will warn you that there is a bit of just waiting around, especially if you have staff. Then there isn't a lot for you to do except chop wood, mine ore, cook and brew. Wood and ores are pretty limited and you finish that pretty fast compared to how long the in-game day is. So once you finish that, most of what you do is just stand in the kitchen waiting for stuff to finish their process. And then putting new stuff in, but you still have to deal with the dick customers. Maybe we could hire a guy that exclusively beats off dicks in the future. So basically be aware that there is a lot of downtime in the game, where you just stand around and watch as customers get served. And I would say that you could then put your focus on expanding the tavern, but you can't really do that unless the tavern is closed, which is a bit annoying. But with all that said, I really enjoyed my experience with the game. Creating a thriving medieval business is pretty fun. I recommend the game, but I also recommend waiting to get way more out of the game. There is some social system and magic system in the works, and that will probably give you a far deeper experience with the game. I had a lot of fun with the game as it is, making all the different recipes and slowly expanding my tavern. I give the game a vodka out of ale yeast. I actually have a food intolerance towards yeast. Well, yeast and like 11 other foods. But yeah, that's a thing. IPS is really fun. More videos in the works, like, comment, subscribe, call me Uncle Brian, and have a customer satisfaction smiley face day.